Georgia Governor Nathan Deal is considering whether or not to sign into a law a bill that would allow faith-based charitable organizations to refuse to hire or provide services to people who don't hold their same religious beliefs. At the same time, Hollywood is considering a possible Georgia boycott if the bill becomes law. Atlanta has recently become a popular location for film sets, but the Human Rights Council is asking the entertainment industry to let Georgia know that they don't support a bill that would allow charitable organizations to discriminate against the LGBT community.
And companies are speaking out against the bill. The NFL has said that it would take the bill into consideration when picking future Super Bowl locations. Disney has said it will leave the state and take Marvel Studios with it. Salesforce, Live Nation, AMC, Intel, and Dow Chemical have all voiced concerns and hinted at boycotts if Deal signs the bill into law.
Revelation 13:7, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. We are approaching a day where, as you can visually see at the moment, this is not too hard to implement. CBS, Sony, Comcast, Fox, AMC, Netflix, Lionsgate, Stars, all oppose Georgia's religious freedom bill. The NBA. The NBA has hinted that North Carolina could lose out on 2017 All-Star Game over the anti-LGBT law. Another clip here, Georgia's anti-LGBT bill. These companies are speaking out the loudest. And on the video, on this image that I took, this gentleman is talking about comparing it to slavery. Yes, comparing the gay movement to slavery. Think of how ridiculous that is, especially coming from a black man. Tyler Perry, if I'm not mistaken, we made a video on this channel about 1.5 2 years ago of Tyler Perry laying hands on TD Jakes and even, I believe, speaking in tongues. Well, it's no surprise that a Christian who dresses like a woman is supporting homosexuality, or is it? Well, in today's age, anyone can claim they're a Christian. Anyone can claim Christianity, because Christianity has only become some sort of a brand to get into your home. And as you can see, the beast system is rising. Think of the pressure that this puts upon the governor of that state, upon the citizens of that state. Citizens who are disciples of Christ possibly, but are now have to consider, well, if the All-Star Game doesn't come to our town, our businesses are going to suffer. Our children are not going to be able to be fed. If Marvel leaves, what are we going to do? If Sony boycotts, what are we going to do? Tensions are rising in this country. Persecution is coming for you in this country. But I have encouragement for you. In Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. Plagues are coming. Judgment is coming. As a disciple of God on this earth, the moment has come, as Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. They are putting the demonic on display and holding it as good. And if they can boycott an entire state, do you not think it's going to be that simple for this beast system to boycott just one person, you? If they can publicly shame an entire state holding millions of people, what's your family going to be to them? What will happen when your employer tells you to get chipped?
People who work here can be chipped to gain entry to the building and various services. I've just been chipped myself. It's not a painless process, but it doesn't last too long, not too difficult. Minor surgical procedure, which basically involves a little chip the size of, I suppose, of a grain of rice being inserted under your skin. And you can then go off and have it programmed and then do various things inside the building. Let's go and have a look. And here's Hannah Schobler, who is in charge of this whole chipping operation in this building. Now, you've been chipped yourself. Where's your chip?
Yeah, I have a chip right here, which I use to access the entire office.
So let's see if we can get into this particular
This is
door.
how I do it.
Okay.
No need for passcodes.
What will happen when your employer tells you to submit to the beast system? And no, I'm not saying that microchipping simply is the beast system. It's all part of it. I want you to understand that the devil is like an octopus. And he has his tentacles everywhere, moving his chess pieces, but he is defeated. Jesus has already won this battle. And if you're a disciple of Christ and you do ministry work, you're part of a 501c3 church, it's time to come out from among them. They're coming for you next. They will create their own brand of Christianity. Christianity has become one of the biggest false teachings in this world. And it is by the influence of the leaders of this world that put the influence on these mega churches, on these big churches, and tell them what to preach. Oh, they may not verbally just say preach this, but they'll tell you be careful not to preach against that, or we'll take away your tax exemption. This is why it's important, if you do ministry work, for you to try to get a job. You know, I work Monday through Friday, and I don't say that because others don't work. Hey, you know what? We all have our different circumstances, but it's important for you to go out there and get a job, and for your ministry not just to depend on the people. Because there will come a point in time that when I preach the gospel, you know how many people unsubscribe every week when I talk about sin, about hell, about repentance, about this topic, homosexuality, sodomy? But they can subscribe or unsubscribe however they want. We have to preach the gospel. And the more your ministry or church depends on the government or even on the people, the more restricted what you can preach will become. Surely if someone helps me and my family, of course I'm going to appreciate it, but guess what? I don't ask for funds. I don't say that boastfully either. I'm just telling you that the moment is coming, church in America, where persecution is going to arrive. It's already happening right before your very eyes in Georgia. But they're just calling it a positive movement. No, it's a demonic movement aimed at making Christians be quiet, at disciples of Christ be quiet, or we'll take away your money. But Jesus wins. Come out from among that system. Turn to Jesus Christ. Start preaching the gospel regardless, in love and in truth. And sometimes that truth will seem as if it's not love, but you have to preach the truth of Christ to all nations, to all tongues, to all people, for Jesus is coming. May God bless you and your family. Thank you for watching.